Yeah, this is going to be an interesting one. Trade, tariffs, turmoil pushes Canada to rethink U.S. ties, says DW News. Now, DW News is this German public broadcast service. They will usually have a little bit more of a left-wing agenda, so yeah, there's that. But in general, they tend to be quite objective with the analysis. Every once in a while, they have one of these commie hit pieces, but in general, it tends to be quite good. Guys, as always, please do subscribe to the channel. That's always appreciated. I would love to reach those 100,000 subscribers. So if you help out, especially at the end of the video, you'll have the button yet again, or you can click on it right now. It's going to be there just on the right below the screen. Also, you have my books, Street Survival Skills, for the practical tricks, tips, and aspects of preparedness, as well as surviving the economic collapse, which is something that we're seeing a heck of a lot more all over the world. And with this tariff war ongoing, inflation is going to get more interesting.
We begin the day with Trump's tariff threats and the political consequences. Recently, when U.S. President Donald Trump imposed and then suspended tariffs on all Canadian products, it got many there thinking, with friends like that, who needs enemies? Well, Canada's leaders are apparently rethinking their ties to the United States. They're turning to another partner, also targeted by Trump's tariffs, an ally on the other side of the Atlantic, the European Union.
And that's one of the things, for all of the bureaucrats in Brussels, Brexit propaganda, which there are bureaucrats all over the place. There's people earning way too much money, and it's really not nearly as bad as it seems. I think I read something about all of the European Union bureaucrats. I think it's like less employees than the U.S. Postal Service or something crazy like that. So especially the commie ones. I really like the people that actually do look after the interests of people and have, they lobby for a positive change and more rights and less restrictions and all of those good things. That's the kind of politician I actually want. The greasy, slimy commie, not so much. But there's one thing that the European Union has always been very good at, which is trade, commerce, making alliances that benefit the member states in terms of their trade. That is something that they've always been pretty good at. It's actually one of the few things that keeps people staying within the European Union, and it's definitely one of the things that Brexit taught us, that it kind of sucks to be out of that club. And with Canada being targeted by US, I think this could happen, man. I mean, it's not usually something that happens very quickly, but there are little resources and little things. And I mean, you're not in the European Union itself, but you're in the trade. So there's things that could be done if the folks in Brussels are clever. There is something here they could do so as to benefit themselves, benefit Canada, and fortify their position against US, right, in terms of tariffs. This is, guys, there's no friends here. There's no buddies. There's no loyalties here. It's about what you can get and what you cannot. And the bigger you are and the more of a gravitas you have because of the amount of countries that join your bloc, because of what you're trading with. I think it was these guys, where was it, like in fucking Finland, is it? They were asking, are you? I think it was Finland. Like, well, are you worried? And they were like, well, we're one of the only few countries that actually makes icebreakers. So if this country in particular, if they want to trade with us, well, they better behave, because you're only buying it from me, basically, right? So you can be an asshole about something else you're saying, but then when you come knocking, wanting to buy, icebreakers or whatever the hell it is that you need from me, then we'll have to negotiate the situation, right? And that is one of the things that the European Union is actually pretty good at. So I kind of see Canada maybe getting in there.
Canada's largest daily newspaper, the Toronto Star, has posed a question that not too long ago would have seemed fanciful. It ran with the headline, "Donald Trump drives a wedge between Canada and the U.S. with a trade war. Could we join the EU?" And it's not only the Toronto Star. The Economist has been pondering why Canada should join the EU. Europe needs space and resources. Canada needs people. Let's deal. Well, leading voices in the European Union have also been getting behind it. European Parliament member Guy Verhofstadt posting on X, "We in Europe remember that Canadians died to liberate our continent. In the face of Trump's madness, the EU stands with Canada now. There is no reason why EU membership should be off."
Yeah, and in terms of trade, people in Europe will not have a problem with this. So, yeah, what Canada joins? Okay, what? We have, and this could be, I mean, let's be realistic. This could be just a matter of trade, which probably would benefit Canada, always being in a larger bloc, so as to have more critical mass to negotiate is always going to be better. And yeah, you're definitely not going to be on the side of Trump. He's going to be, I mean, he is the America First guy, which is great for America, not great for Canada. So it's probably something they could pull off. Now, does this mean that they will join the European Union? I mean, maybe Canada would like that. It's not as if it's limited to something, but you're not in Europe. But, well, it doesn't matter. If they want to join, they can join. And having the trade and having the free movement of goods, money, people. I mean, again, this is something that a lot of people in the United States don't understand. These Brussels bureaucrats are very good at finding the business, the deal, the solution, the offer, right? So Canada, will have to take the euro? No, maybe not. You negotiate, you reach an agreement, you settle something that works for both parties, and there are a number of countries in the European Union that have their own currency. Hell, UK had their own currency, being the financial center of the entire thing, which was a position that was very beneficial for them, that was achieved by Margaret Thatcher, which was a very savvy negotiator and very strong-willed, and she got the deal of the century with that, especially keeping the pound as you are the financial center of the European Union. And that was that went away when they left, but Canada could definitely keep their own currency, right? Or, I mean, hell, if they want to go with a euro, it's going to depend on what they want to do or not. But even keeping their own Canadian dollar, just being part of the European Union and having that free movement of people and goods, mostly the free movement of goods, that's going to open a massive opportunity for them, I believe.
The table. Well, now I'd like to play a clip for you where the Canadian Prime Minister, Justin Trudeau, speaks about
Justin Trudeau, Castro's son. The guy looks so much like him. I think he actually is. I read about something from this guy's mother and their relationship with Castro, which seems like sounds like fake news. It's actually real. Very fucked up. Anyway, if you want to have fun,
go for Ukraine and the rules-based global order, but I'd like for you to pay particular attention to when he finishes making his statement and what he's asked by a reporter. Take a look.
Standing up for Ukraine is also standing up for the international rules-based order that protects us all and has led to extraordinary prosperity these past 8 decades. This is a moment for all of us to continue to stand together, and as friends and partners, it's exactly what we will always do.
So unlikable, this
Thank you.
Thank you. Merci.
Oh, so they're already... I had no idea. They're already talking? That is, as Ursula, the president of the European Commission thing, he's already in Europe talking about this stuff? I'm telling you, these assholes, they will get something done. They will, I'm sure they will get something done.
All sorts.
Would Canada be better at the 28 EU member states or the US first?
All right, the voice that you heard there at the very end, that was our correspondent Jack Perrick. He joins me from Brussels, and Canadian political commentator Sean Mallon is also with us from Toronto. Gentlemen, welcome to you both. Jack, let me start with you. Since you asked him about joining the EU, is it possible for Canada to become the 28th member of the European Union? And is that what Europe wants?
It would be so funny if the 28th member state, you know, that used to be UK, now is Canada. That would be like...
So it's not.
I mean, it would be a fucking nightmare having that asshole. If it's still gonna be Trudeau, and all of the commie politics, you know, that would kind of suck. Honestly, I think it would be better for Europe if they have like some trade deal, right, where you have, but not having them with membership, because there are more and more countries in the European Union going either right or this so-called far right, which I just think it's common sense. So having that asshole Trudeau and that Canadian woke-ish politics, that would kind of suck. You know, that would be a huge step back, especially given that there's progress in terms of more sensible immigration laws and, you know, kicking out the people that shouldn't be in these countries in the first place. So that would be a setback. But a deal in terms of trade, yeah, why not?
Possible has been the response that I've had from EU officials after asking that question. It might have seemed a little bit sort of glib that I asked him whether it would be better for Canada to be the 28th EU member or the 51st state of the United States. But it really belies a pretty important discussion, which is where does Canada see itself in its place in the world related to the United States and related to the European Union. It was very clear from Trudeau's arrival here in Brussels that they feel very warmly towards the EU. Now, the officials that I've spoken to since say that basically it wouldn't be completely impossible for Canada to decide to submit an application to be an EU member state. That while EU member states have to be, it says in the text, a European country, that there is actually no definition of what a European country is in that context, so therefore it wouldn't be completely impossible.
And Sean, I know we're taking a tongue-in-cheek look at Canada joining the EU, but Canadians, they must be reflecting on their place in the world, given...
Yeah, well, enough. I guess we see where this is going. If they end up doing something, it's most likely going to be like a trade deal, right? Like a very close trade deal with Canada, between Canada and Europe. Yeah, the European Union thing, joining... I personally would not like to have the Canadian politics anywhere close to my country. So I assume most folks in Europe feel the same way. But we'll have to wait and see. Still, you see how quickly things are moving in terms of this trade war, you know, and the idea of, yeah, we will send troops and invade you, this and that, kind of fucked up. But hey, that's how things are going. Folks, see you on our next video. Take care.